Thank you for staying with us. Now we focus on Togo, a nation troubled by unrest and resistance. The arrest of rapper and youth icon Aamron, whose fearless lyrics and satirical activism exposed corruption and systemic failure, has sparked widespread protests. Now, his detention, reportedly without due process and under psychologically stressful conditions, has led to demonstrations in Lomé and beyond. At least 10 citizens have died and more than 100 young protesters have been jailed, with Amnesty International reporting cases of torture and abuse by state forces. For many Togolese, this isn't just an isolated crackdown. It's part of a long-standing pattern of authoritarian rule that started in 1967 when the Gnassingbé family took power. Now, their hold on the country has continued through constitutional manipulations and political dynasties, culminating in recent reforms that abolished presidential elections altogether. So, in a country where dissent is punished and power stays within one family, what does freedom really mean for Togo's youth? And will their voices finally break the silence? It's quite a similar segment, a quite similar topic. We still have staying with us Ademola Oshodi, African Affairs Analyst, and we're also expecting Akoto Bernard, a French facilitator from Ghana. But until he joins us, let's begin with Ademola. Thank you for staying with us, Ademola.
Thank you.
Now, Togo ranks 151 out of 180 countries in 2024 World Press Freedom Index by Reporters Without Borders. How does this incident that just happened reinforce or even challenge perceptions of repression and media control?
Well, it does not help. It definitely does not help the perception of what the international community thinks of Togo and the government of Togo. But what I can say is that Togo has been run by civilian rule since independence. While relatively, I think Yadima took over. The first Yadima took over early on I think in the late 60s or so. But it's been relatively stable away from military rule for many decades. But there's always had this budding issues there with people trying to choose a different party, a different family, and obviously a different direction where the country should be going to. There's always been the issue of human rights in Togo and in many West African countries. But what we see there is now people seeing what is happening in other parts of West Africa and people rising up, at least initially, against the government to ensure that their rights and their rights are heard. They have rights respected. Mm. My fear is that we hope it doesn't cause some sort of military intervention in the government. We don't need that in West Africa. We've had enough of that with at least 4 military rulers in West Africa, basically, eroding the power and essence of the economic community of West African state, ECOWAS. Togo has been a founding member. It's been there steadfast since. So this is.
But they also had threatened to leave ECOWAS, some weeks back, a while back as well.
I'm not sure that was an official statement. I'm not sure that was official. I think it was rumored. I'm not sure that the Togolese government communicated that to ECOWAS. But obviously there were murmurs around that. But them leaving ECOWAS, it would really be to their own detriment. It would really be bad for them. Togo is more cosmopolitan and more integrated in the global economic system than those other Sahel countries of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Togo is the Togolese people are more educated, they're more exposed, and they border, democratic countries of, of Benin and Ghana, so it would be really, really bad for them. And it would be also another reason, another inspiration for people nationals in Togo to take up arms, and also for hopefully not security men to also put laws in their own hands. It's I don't see this happening. I do see the Togolese government, returning to basic normalcy, and ensuring that the rights of the people are respected. They can't and they should not go back. It will be just really unfortunate for that small African country that really depends a lot on its neighbors. It depends a lot on ECOWAS. Depends a lot on the French. So it would really be bad for them. And whatever semblance of democracy that exists there now, whether it's accepted or not, would be just in more of a dire situation if they do leave ECOWAS, and if they do in some way change the government through violent means.
Okay. Now I'm told that Akoto Bernard has joined us. Akoto, if you can hear me, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good evening. I can hear you very much.
All right, good evening.
I use this opportunity to
greet
all the viewers and the listeners across the world.
All right, thank you so much for that. Akoto, now, considering this, incident that has happened in Togo, speak to us on how digital activism has amplified youth resistance in the country and across West Africa in general, because Aamron's viral video calling for mobilization has actually sparked widespread protests. And do you see this, does this signal a shift in how political mobilization bypasses traditional media?
Yes, to be sincere, things are changing, because previously, you don't have the ability or the means to even go on social media for demonstration or either to post anything about the government. But currently, you can see that a lot of things are changing. I can say that the Togolese are also learning from other African countries how other countries are using social media to let their voice be heard. It's something that we must appreciate the Togolese people, because it has not been like that. If the way it's happening right now, it has been like that before, I'm sure by now, this situation they found themselves, it wouldn't be that much. So yes, the revolution is coming, the awakening is coming, the social media, the power of social media is coming. For example, if we take how Ghana has come this far, I'm sure the Togolese are also learning from it. And in fact, the arresting of Aamron was something that Ford shouldn't have tried. But, the dictatorship and whatever he thinks he wants to benefit is why he did that. And they are using that old system to operate. But now the youth are not willing to accept that. And Ford has nothing to do as how it stands right now, because the force that is coming too rich than how he's thinking. Because I'm in Ghana, but I follow a lot of handles on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. You realize that yes, a lot of people are learning. A lot of youth are coming out. They are being tired of this Ford family, because everything is for them. They have managed and captured the military, all those old people that has been there for past decades are still there. So yes, things are changing. It's just unfortunate that the situation have to escalate where we lost some of the youth, but definitely we are getting there. Thank you.
All right, let's come back to you, Ademola. Now, Amnesty International, claims that its researchers have documented acts of torture What mechanisms exist to verify, report, and even act upon these abuses when judicial independence is weak in Togo?
Well, Amnesty International are very sensitive to any form of any form of violence or any form of civil rights abuse by any country, especially in developing countries of the global South. Many times they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. I think we should be quite, just a little bit more introspect about what they report. Though I do respect the fact that Togo is going through a crisis right now, and the government is doing its best, or to retain power and bring calmness on the street, which in many ways will jeopardize the rights of a lot of people. So that itself gives a lot of credence to the Amnesty International report. Yeah. However, the internet has been shut down in many places in Togo. I think it was a national thing. I'm not sure if it's still shut in the process of being removed for access to people. There's also been I think issues with social media handles of TikTok and things like that. So it's the Amnesty International has ensured, or it's trying to keep alight or keep abreast of what is happening in that country. Okay. It's rather unfortunate that it's them that is actually coming out with this report. ECOWAS also has intervened and said they're rather concerned and asked for restraint with what's going on in Togo, because the other countries of West Africa that left ECOWAS, the governments there and the people there complained that ECOWAS didn't do enough to speak up against the abuses of those democratic governments. So ECOWAS is now ensuring that its voice is heard, and it's asking for calmness on the streets of Lomé and the country in general. So this itself is good.
All right, now let's quickly hear the thoughts of Akoto just before we wrap up, because time is not on our side. Akoto, now speak to us on the constitutional amendment eliminating presidential elections, which was passed without a public vote. How does it shape the regional perception of governance? Quickly, please.
Yes, in fact, to be sincere, this is one of the criminal acts, I may say, because it is not part of the constitution of Togo for this particular thing to happen. And as it's happening right now, it means the government is taking the will of the people from them, meaning that the citizen can no more vote. It is the parliament that will vote. And the parliament, what are the people you have? You have the people who are working with you. You don't have minority. All the people that are in parliament, they are all for you. So definitely you have stepped on the will of the citizens, meaning their voice doesn't count. Their words doesn't count. Whatever you decide is what you do. So it's a worry situation. And I want to believe that ECOWAS, the United Nations, all those international communities should step in. They have to relook at this thing very well, because so that tomorrow it doesn't escalate into something else. We have seen what some other countries, our neighboring African countries, have witnessed. Innocent people have gone into it. And so if steps are not taken to call for, to amend the constitution, to seize that, it would really disturb the people of the land.
All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. Sorry, we don't have much time to speak more on this, but we appreciate you for your take on this particular topic. Akoto Bernard, French Facilitator, and also Ademola Oshodi, African Affairs Analyst. Thank you once again.